Hello and welcome to the Football is Fixable Alright podcast. I'm James, as usual. I've got Dan with me. Hey Dan, how are you? You're back this week after storming off last week's episode.
I did not storm off. I was given legal advice. So
all right.
And actually, unfortunately, to be honest, the only reason I am here is because I couldn't leave you on your own, and Cess is in deep negotiations with my agent, Mr. Tortellini, sorting out my contract. Yes.
I think this must be all confidential because, I was kept out of the loop, so I just turned up to the studio to do recording, and Cess isn't here.
It's above your pay grade, I'm afraid, James. It's only for the leader.
Oh, seriously? Wow.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have. I respect you too, but
I'm the chairman of this podcast. Right. So I want a thorough investigation, and I want this sorted out. I can't have my subordinates arguing and not, creating this tension in the workplace. It's creating some sort of toxic culture going on here. I don't like it.
If you're not happy, I can give you Mr. Tortellini's number.
All right then. Right, today we're going to have to get fixing, Dan. What are we going to fix? Cess isn't here with us tonight, guys. So Dan and I, the power. This is like
amazing. Like the teacher's not in, so we can just do what we like.
It's like when your parents go away, isn't it? It's like you've got your house, like you're in charge of everything. We can run riot.
Yeah. Let's try and keep it together. We'll try and fix something, and then
everybody just calm down.
Yeah, maybe there will, let's just see how it goes.
We're going to get told off anyway, whatever we do. So I think let's fix something.
Yeah, we'll do Cess proud.
Yeah. We'll do our very best to remain professional and as unbiased as we can, shall we? Right then. Well, the kind of topical thing is we've just had the international break and the Premier League's just started, or restarted, I should say, for game week 4, is it? So we're only a couple of weeks in and we've already had that international break, which just stopped the whole momentum we were building for the new Premier League season. Just when you're getting into it, it all stops, international break.
Infuriating.
And it was just, does anyone even enjoy watching it? I didn't watch them. Did you watch them, Dan? Did you watch any of the games or anything?
I watched the one where we actually did all right against Slovenia. I watched that one.
Wasn't it Serbia?
Serbia.
It was a memorable game then, was it?
Yeah. So that was quite good. But I mean, even then, like when we won like 5-0, or was it 5-0, something like that? It was quite comfortable anyway. I couldn't even remember, and I didn't really enjoy it. You don't enjoy it when they're losing. You don't really enjoy it massively when they're winning. Just not that bothered.
No, I was pleased to see because Declan Rice, Arsenal legend, obviously, he scored. Madueke really played well from what I heard. People were telling me when I was going back to work.
Legend. Arsenal legend.
Okay, all right. Well, current hero, Arsenal hero, Declan Rice. There we go. Yeah, it's good in that sense. But I didn't watch the England games. It's not. I watched the World Cups. I watch the summer tournaments and things when it's on.
Yeah.
But these qualifiers are so boring, and it's just. I'm not sure I like Tuchel's way of playing at the moment either. Hopefully, if he gets us over the line and wins a trophy, then great. But in terms of the style of play. It just hasn't been great.
We just need to change World Cup qualifiers. There's too many games involved. There's too many breaks. We need to just simplify it.
Should we fix that then? Should we fix World Cup qualifiers?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's fix that.
Cess will be proud of us there. Let's do that.
Right. So they're rubbish. Let's just get rid of them. No,
right.
Maybe not that bad.
Let's just get rid of them completely. Right. Well, I read that apparently there's a BBC News article I was looking at, came out saying the September international breaks are getting longer from 2026. So what's going to happen is they're going to have a longer September international break, and I think the idea is to then remove the October one.
They're getting rid of the wrong one. Why are they doing? They get rid of the September one that's right at the beginning of the season that everyone hates because it stops the league right away.
Oh yeah,
and then,
yeah.
And then do the extra ones on the later one. Everyone will be much happier with that, and they've actually fixed something. But no, let's not fix the problem. Let's make the problem worse. Excellent idea, guys. Good job.
Let's make it even longer. So just as you're getting into the start of the season and all that sort of early season enthusiasm, it absolutely grinds to a halt because we're going to have a massive international break right at the beginning of the season.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. I would, 100% just get rid of that early one, put it later on in the season, maybe even later than October. Maybe do it after Christmas. They can have the Christmas run-in, and then the rubbish ones that don't get an international break, they can have a break after their Christmas run-in, so they can get a break as well, because everyone complains about too many games in December, and then the decent players won't complain that they're playing too many games because they're playing in the World Cup. No one complains about that, do they? Everyone's happy,
yeah.
And then we come back in February, and we have another solid go.
Yeah. That's an interesting way of looking at it. For me, it's just, I just don't find them that interesting. I want to make it, how can you make the qualifiers interesting? And I'm thinking
okay,
maybe even in the summer, at the end of the season, so the league's finished, because I always prioritise my club anyway, like watching them. As soon as their season's finished, won't we have like a round-robin kind of qualifying tournament between, so it's the same teams like in the group stages, like the qualifiers, I mean. So you'd have, the seeded teams like England, and you'd be playing Serbia and all that kind of stuff, and you play them in the summer, in the summer that the World Cup or the Euros aren't in, basically. So it's in that summer when there's nothing on. Do it then.
That makes sense. I think I've got a better idea. So,
right. Okay.
Did you ever play that game in the playground where it was like if you had a bunch of you but you only had one goal, it was like a knockout thing. We called it, what did we call it? We called it World Cup Willie. It's like
what? You called it what?
World Cup Willie? It's like...
You mean Wembley? It's Wembley, isn't it?
Or whatever you call it. I think it's got different names across the country. We called it World Cup Willie, right?
That's just where you're from, isn't it? We call it Wembley in the southwest of England, like the proper place, where like the best part of the country. We call it Wembley. Yeah. So that's the game you're on about, where you're like, you could play Wembley doubles, for example, where you're two of you against loads of other doubles essentially, and you're trying to, as soon as you score, you're through to the next round, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that the sort of thing? And you could play singles as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So you played singles basically. I'm talking singles. So I'm saying every country picks a player who represents them, and they go probably to Wembley to play Wembley.
Oh, it could be like the Hunger Games, where there's like,
Yeah. So the whistle goes, and then there's 20 players, one goal, and it'll be some kind of neutral goalkeeper of choice. I don't know, some tournament representative goalkeeper, so it's fair. And then
right.
And so that you can get, all of the countries involved, you'd have to have like some kind of like a knockout stage or something, so you can have multiple, World Cup Willies at once. That sounded wrong, didn't it?
Yeah.
Multiple. Let's use your name. Multiple Wembleys at once.
Yeah, we definitely have to think about the name, won't we?
Maybe. Okay. Maybe to make it even more entertaining, forget the players. They're too busy playing their professional contracts. Just get mascots.
It could be all the like countries' mascots and things, maybe, or somebody. It could be like national service. Somebody gets nominated, like during the war.
100%. Can you imagine getting that letter in the post? You're
the champion. You've been chosen. You've been no. You've been summoned.
Yeah. And then BBC would have a field day because they can talk about how Jeff, who's playing for England, does a fish and chippy in the week, and he's put on his boots for this game especially, because they love that, don't they, with the FA Cup? It suits everyone.
I mean, we've just proposed a few different solutions there. I mean, take your pick. I think that one's the winner.
And then you could pick out your qualifying in literally a day. You could have if you really want to spread it out, you could do it in a week. But then you've got all your World Cup teams done, sorted.
Well, if you like Dan's suggestion, then let us know. If you like my suggestion as well, where we have them in the summer of the summer where there isn't the World Cup or Euros tournaments, you could play them during the free summer if you like, have like a qualifying group of games. Either way, I think we've got every possible angle covered there, Dan.
Yeah, I think so. I think we fixed it.
Oh yeah.
So
we fixed World Cup qualifying already.
Yeah.
And I mean, with CES we have to do a whole episode to fix things.
It's quite efficient, isn't it?
This is amazing. What should we do now then?
I suppose, now, obviously now we don't have our president, i.e. or leader.
Guardian.
Well, I mean, what would America do without their president? What would the PGMOL do without Howard Webb? What would these great institutions do without their leader?
Wait, Cess isn't here. We've got the whole episode to ourselves.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, James?
I think we do something Arsenal Man United, Dan. Can we do it?
I think that's exactly what they would do. 100%. What's the phrase? What would whatever do? What would whoever do? Whatever they would do. What would Jesus do? That was the phrase I was trying to think of.
He would pick his combined Arsenal Man United 11. I mean, what a unique opportunity we've got. Before we get into all of that, it's time for our half-time head scratcher. This week, presented by John.
Hello, it's John here. It's time for a half-time head scratcher. In the qualifying for the 2002 World Cup, there was the largest victory ever for an international football team, with the match finishing 31-0. But who were the two teams involved? And the answer is Australia 31, American Samoa 0. With Archie Thompson scoring the most goals ever in an international football match, with 13 goals. Alright, I'll be back for my juicy tips at the end of the pod.
Right, one thing is, I mean, our two great clubs of Premier League history, right? And obviously football history across, well, English football, we've got the traditions and the history back in our clubs and everything like that. But, you know, I was seeing something the other day, and you see it a lot on social media, particularly from the older generations, about, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, football was so much better then, you know, than it is today, this farce of modern football that we have. And I saw, one of your own, Dan, actually, from your fan channels, is it Mark, is it Goldbridge? Is that what he is?
Yes.
Is that his name?
From the United Stand, yes.
That's it, yeah. And to be fair, I can listen to him. He's quite a sensible head, considering most United fans. And he came up with this quote, right? And it was relating to the old Arsenal and United era when we were dominating English football and that kind of stuff. And he says, seriously, go back and watch Prem games between 1996 and 2004 and compare it to now. Just a much better watch. We've been conned by this modern way of playing. When people say the game's faster now, in fact, the intensity, it's not more intense than it used to be. I was watching an old Arsenal Man United clip the other day. It was a highlights reel of like one of the matches and stuff, and you see them all the time. And just the intensity, both players going at it, proper rivalry, you know?
Yeah.
And I miss those games, man. I really do.
Yeah, those games were top tier. I mean, it was also good that Man United and Arsenal were at the top of the tree. I miss the success, so I'm going to say that.
True.
And it's not really a fair reflection either, because not only was the era better, but the team is infinitely better to the team I watch now. Like, it's not really comparable, but
in United terms, yeah.
Suppose,
in Arsenal, though, this is where, like, Arsenal right now are a really good side in the Premier League, right? Finished second place for the last few years, I know, get the mickey taken. But
to be fair, you finished second place a lot to us as well, so you're exactly the same.
Well, there we go. In which case, it's quite comparable. Right, so what should we say then? Should we say all-time Premier League 11 between Arsenal and Man United, which obviously the two best sides in the Premier League, right?
Yeah,
so
100%.
Let's make the best Premier League side, and let's see how many from the modern era get into it compared to the early years of the Premier League.
Let's see if your Arsenal legend Declan Rice gets into that team, shall we?
Yeah. Let's do it. Right, so let's get started then, shall we?
Well, hang on. Just before we get into this, can I just request we need to make sure that we get the proper tone here. We need something intense.
Right.
We need some drama. We need big, epic, and like announcement to this feature, please.
Arsenal, Manchester United, all-time Premier League, combined 11.
There we go. That seemed to work pretty well. So in goal then, it comes down to a whole Premier League era. This is tough, actually. You've got the Seaman and Schmeichel era, where they were the two rival keepers back in the early 90s, weren't they?
Yeah, Big Pete all the way.
All through the 90s, really. I think most people would say Schmeichel.
Except Arsenal fans.
He was... Well, I think some Arsenal fans would say Schmeichel. David Seaman, absolute legend. England keeper as well for such a long time. You know, he went through several teams, which Schmeichel maybe didn't.
Yeah,
he went through
true.
several Arsenal sides, winning trophies from way back in the early 90s, way back then, from the George Graham era, right the way through to 2003 was his last year at Arsenal, he won the
Still
double
didn't
2000.
win half as much as Schmeichel did, though, did he?
Half as much? We should look into that, you know. We haven't got time now. We have to look into the stats of that. He won trophies under George Graham. We won the league 1991, the last season before the Prem. Obviously, we're talking about Prem era, I know. Then we won a couple of cups, and then it was the double of 98, the double of 2002, and then we won the FA Cup in 2003 as well. You know, he won his fair share during those years. Also, 94, he won the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, Peter Schmeichel won the Premier League in 92, 93, 93, 94, then
5-6,
5-6, 96, 7. Then,
all right.
And then he
Yeah,
won
you got the
FA
treble
Cups as well. He won a Champions League in 99. Yeah, he left United on the treble. So he left that year. So he won the treble and then left. It's quite a way to see yourself out, isn't it?
Yeah, not a bad way at all. And yeah, no, I'll let you have Schmeichel. I just want David Seaman to get his flowers, really, because he was a quality, great character, legend of the game.
He was a good keeper.
He was a great keeper for us, and again, very highly decorated as well. So they're two top keepers. But right, now, how are we going to create our formation? I suppose we have to see the players we pick. Maybe we should pick our formation at the end, but should we start with going for a couple of centre-backs?
I think we need to pick our formation first. I think we need to, so that we know what we're going and what we can pick.
I don't know. I'm against that. I think a good manager will shape the formation and the style of play around the players you've got. Unlike Ten Hag, by the way, and unlike Ange Postecoglou, he just wants the players.
You really can't help yourself but bring up Ten Hag, can you? You really can't help it. Oh, you need.
He was an absolute
you need
joke,
to have some
mate.
Therapy.
But okay,
he's really stuck with you, hasn't he?
Okay, well, can we go? Let's put the dead cert players in from the defensive line, yeah, and then we could decide if it's a back three or four or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic in the back two.
Do you mean in the back two, like changing room? So on the pitch, we're going to have Sol Campbell and Tony Adams.
Two centre backs. No, you're not. No.
Yeah,
no.
Tony Adams, the greatest English defender of all time. And what?
Well, no.
Sol Campbell, who was very much underrated, by the way, he was amazing for us, and I'd have him over Ferdinand.
I think that's nonsense.
Oh,
there's no way. Rio Ferdinand, his ability, one as a defender, his pace was insane. His ability on the ball as well, unbelievable. I don't think we're going to agree here. So let's just pick one each. You get to pick one and I'll pick one. Is that a fair compromise?
it's not about fairness, it's about the best players.
Well, if it's about the best players, then it'll be 11 Man United players.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
So, you know when everyone says the greatest player in the Premier League history is Thierry Henry, he wouldn't get into the all-time 11 then?
Overrated, mate. Nah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Let's put Wout Weghorst or whatever his name is up there, shall we?
I mean, it's a possibility. No.
Hoyland? Maybe Hoyland? Let's get Hoyland in.
Why are you just picking the worst players that have ever played for Man United as an example?
Recency bias. I'm looking at the United side.
Let's think of some other United legends. Oh, I know. Van Persie. He was fantastic.
Was he? He was a quality player, yeah. Arsenal fan as well. Legend.
But a Man United legend, though. Sorry.
No, I can't. I say legend. I couldn't finish that sentence. So, okay, defensively then, I would put Ferdinand in there for how he helped influence how defenders play today, in a sense. So
okay, so I will let you have either Tony Adams or Sol Campbell. You can pick one.
But I'm just thinking about today, like Gabriel. Gabriel is absolutely phenomenal for us, and the clean sheets we're getting in the modern game where you don't get many clean sheets. Oh, I love Sol.
You're not really helping your argument of saying that the old generation was better than the new one.
Well, I want to be fair. I want to look at, we've got
That's
the best defence in the league, and we have done for the last few years, currently at time of recording, and Gabriel and Saliba have been the two at the back there for that, and his goal threat going forward as well. I'm putting Gabriel in there. On the left side, I'm having Gabriel.
I mean, to be fair, that's not a bad partnership at all. Gabriel, Rio Ferdinand at centre back. That's not bad, is it?
I think that's a winner, mate. I'm going with that. Not out of just fairness. I think genuinely out of balance in the team, quality. Those two would be the perfect centre back pairing.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. So,
well, left back's easy. We've got Ashley Cole.
Well, no, Dennis Irwin. Just like hands.
Are you serious?
Dennis
Are you
Irwin?
Actually
The greatest
Dennis
left back
Irwin.
the Premier League has ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Ahead of Ashley Cole?
Ask Roy Keane. Roy Keane will tell you. Roy Keane will tell you Dennis was the best player he ever played with.
Yeah, no bias because Roy Keane's Irish, the same as Dennis Irwin, and they're best mates.
Nah, nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that.
Purely on ability.
Okay.
Purely on ability.
Right then, so we've got Peter Schmeichel in goal, Rio Ferdinand and Gabriel Magalhães, as we say in Brazilian, as our centre backs. Thank you. Right, we've got on the left side Ashley Cole. Right, we did decide Ashley Cole.
Yeah, Dennis Irwin. Yeah, sure.
So we've got Ashley Cole there. On the right side, on right back, we've got contenders being Gary Neville, Diego Dallo, is it? Trying to think now. Anyone else there?
I don't think we've got any that can compete in recent history. Actually, to be fair, I think Antonio Valencia in our weaker period as a right back was very good.
Great right backs from Arsenal's best era. We've got Lee Dixon and we've got Lauren, who was a midfielder when we bought him from Mallorca. But Arsene Wenger converted him to right back to replace Lee Dixon, and what a player he was.
I would have Lauren from that. He was the right back in the Invincibles team, wasn't he?
Yes, yeah, he was. Yeah,
yeah. I would have Lauren. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was a good right back.
Okay, so what have we got then? So we've got Lauren right back and Ashley Cole left back. Are we kind of leaving that Ashley Cole / Dennis Irwin?
Dennis Irwin left back. I'm sorry, I can't let the Dennis Irwin thing go.
Okay, well, there's some easier ones coming up because now we're going into midfield, and as we know, that's going to be Patrick Vieira and probably Fabregas, is
Paul
it?
Scholes. Paul Scholes. Fabregas over Paul Scholes. What absolute nonsense. Paul Scholes, literally one of the best players ever. Zidane loved him. Xavi said he was one of the best midfielders ever. Iniesta said he was one of the best midfielders ever. Paul Scholes, number one.
All right then. Next to Vieira, because if you put Scholes and Keane together, someone's getting sent off every game probably.
You joking? Vieira was just as bad for getting sent off. He's probably got just as many red cards in his career as Roy Keane did.
All right. I challenge you on that.
Oh, he was right.
So apparently...
there you go.
I guess you've seen the answer as well. So yeah, Vieira actually had 8 red cards to Roy Keane's 7. Over that.
And the stats don't lie. So really, Vieira's a hothead. We've got to get him out of the team. I'd have Keane and Scholes in the midfield. Excellent. Complete.
I mean, this is genuinely one of the questions, isn't it? It splits a fan base. It splits the Premier League. Like, who would you have, Keane or Vieira? And I think most people, I don't know, actually. A lot of people say Vieira. I've heard a lot of people say Keane.
I think Keane.
I think Vieira edges it. I think he was a better all-round player.
But he's just had those one too many red cards. So for me, unfortunately, he's too much of a hothead. I want someone that's a bit calmer.
So because of his disciplinary record, we're going to put Keane in ahead of Vieira.
Roy Keane was just better behaved.
Right then, so moving on. So we've got apparently Keane and Scholes in the middle. Are we sort of thinking that they go in the kind of number 6 kind of roles, the kind of the anchor?
Yeah, the 6 and 8. Yeah.
In front of the defence, sort of sit
the two
there.
midfielders.
Yeah. So then, what do you reckon? I propose we have a 3 and a 1. So the whole formation would be 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, I can go with that.
In the 3, ahead of Scholes and Keane then, who are we going to have? Who do you reckon, Dan?
My 3, I would have Ronaldo on the right, I would have Giggsy on the left, and I would have Eric Cantona in the 10.
I'm going Robert Pires on the left. I'm going to have Dennis Bergkamp in the number 10. And on the right, I'm going Bukayo Saka.
Okay. That wasn't expected. I rate Saka, but I do think Ronaldo, he is better.
It is hard to argue that Saka, I mean, as much as I love him, and I think right now is probably our best player in what is a really top Arsenal side, it's hard to say that he's going to be ahead of Ronaldo. So I'm going to have to give you Ronaldo on that one, to be honest.
I want to make it clear that I don't think that I think Saka is also a very, very good player. I don't want to dismiss Saka's ability. I just think when it comes to it, between that and Ronaldo, there's just, unfortunately for Saka, Ronaldo is one of the greatest players of all time.
Okay then, so we've got Ronaldo on the right. How do we solve this other one? So we've got Ryan Giggs against Robert Pires on the left, and we've got Dennis Bergkamp and Eric Cantona in the number 10 role. That is so difficult. I mean, for me, you just say I'm biased, but Cantona and Bergkamp I think is very close, but I think Bergkamp he was the archetypal number 10. He could open up a game, and the touch and the magic, the entertainment value.
Cantona could play anywhere on the front, so can I put Cantona somewhere? Because Cantona was like the icon of United. Cantona was better than Cantona would be better than Pires on the left of a front three.
No, he wouldn't. Not on the left. No, he wouldn't. No.
Eric Cantona was one of the best players we have ever had.
And Robert Pires is one of the best players Arsenal have ever had. He was absolutely incredible.
Didn't compare to Cantona, though. I'm sorry.
So in the Premier League, Pires scored 63 in 198 appearances, whereas Eric Cantona scored 70 in 156 Premier League games. Therefore, Cantona scored more goals in the Premier League than Robert Pires.
Ah, well, there you go.
Cantona was a forward, right? He was your forward player. Pires was our left winger.
Cantona was a 10. Cantona was a 10.
Yeah, like Bergkamp.
He played
was
in
a
the
10.
hole.
Bergkamp is still a forward. Bergkamp was a forward, and he would play you said earlier that Cantona could play anywhere up front. Really, that's what Bergkamp did in the earlier years. He was one of the most forward players, but then he would naturally drop back into number 10, especially in the later years when we had Henry and players like that of that ilk. Really, so yeah, for me in terms of quality, creativity, Pires was magic. Bergkamp was magic. They've got to be in that team.
No. Sorry. You can't, because you're going to want Henry in the team, aren't you?
Well, I think everybody wants Henry in that team. So, yeah, he's already on the pitch, mate.
I'm sorry, but you can't... United were a far more successful team over that period. Arsenal did have their success, don't get me wrong, but you can't dismiss players like Eric Cantona and Ryan Giggs for these players.
Well, Giggs doesn't get into this team, mate. I'm just sorry. Giggs does not. In terms of player quality, he is not as good as Pires. He's not as good as Bergkamp.
Giggs has in the Premier League. And the amount of assists Giggs has in the Premier League.
But bear in mind that Giggs played 19 years of it or something.
So?
I think people should respect Giggs for that, for that longevity that he had and how he was able to keep playing for so long in a side like United. But in terms of players that you'd want to bring on, have an impact in,
I don't think we're going to agree on this.
Top quality player. Giggs does not get into this combined 11.
And for me, Pires doesn't get close to an all-time Premier League 11 either.
I don't think Ryan Giggs gets into Man United's all-time Premier League 11. I think
he does.
I'm not even sure that's a given. I think he's got a shout.
Who's a better left winger than Ryan Giggs for the left side of attack?
If you said it's between Rooney and Pires, I would struggle to win that argument. As much as I love Pires and as much as I don't love Rooney, I don't think Cantona gets into a Premier League all-time Premier League United 11. I think Rooney would get into that team ahead of him. And then you'd have Ronaldo. You probably have Beckham.
I think Rooney's numbers are incredible, but I do think Cantona was a better footballer than Rooney.
Pires is better than Giggs, mate.
No.
He's just a better player.
I just don't think so.
If I was making an all-time Premier League United 11, Giggs wouldn't get into it. I don't think he's good enough. And even Roy Keane said, when they had that, do you remember Keane and Vieira did that Best of Enemies documentary where they had to pick a combined 11? Roy Keane said himself, he actually said that Giggs might have won the most trophies, but that doesn't necessarily make him the best player that has to get into that side.
Oh, if we're going to use Roy Keane's arguments then, in the same episode, he also said that Dennis Irwin was a better player than Ashley Cole. So, if we're going to use that as the argument, then by all means.
I'm going to use one of Roy Keane's
arguments. We'll take Giggs out of the team.
But not the other one. The only one who I could think could compete with him on that left side would be Alexis Sanchez. Ooh, hang on. I think Alexis Sanchez. Wow.
Neither Perez or Alexis Sanchez were better than either Eric Cantona or Wayne Rooney.
They were both better than Giggs, but were they better than Rooney? No, I don't think they were they? Well, we're not getting anywhere here, so it's kind of like pick your poison, isn't it? Between like our listeners are going to be like, oh yeah, well, it's definitely this or definitely that. We've got apparently Roy Keane and Scholes, which I'd probably have Vieira and Fabregas, to be honest.
Yeah, unfortunately, Vieira just got too many red cards.
Yeah, just that disciplinary record let him down. Bergkamp's got to be number 10. He was the best number 10. He practically invented that role. So he's there, and obviously him and Henry, best strike partnership the Prem's ever seen. So
I think we're going to have to negotiate here, because I do think that Eric Cantona was also an incredible number 10, and
he was. I go along with that.
Superseded Dennis Bergkamp, didn't he? He was before Dennis Bergkamp. So to say Bergkamp invented the role, I think he took the role to another level. To say he invented it, I think is unfair on Cantona, because he was also a decent 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Let's come to some kind of compromise here. Like, you can have Dennis Bergkamp in the 10. You can have Henry up front. I'm not going to argue. Henry is the striker.
Yeah.
We've got Ronaldo on the right, and let's put Rooney on the left. So you've got 2 Arsenal players and 2 Man United players in that front 4.
Only if I'm allowed Ashley Cole at left back.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, our listeners know, don't they? So the official, on behalf of the podcast, I'm going to have to pull rank here then. So we've got our final team, the combined Arsenal Man United 11, is Peter Schmeichel in goal. We've got, from right back, we've got Lauren. We've got Rio Ferdinand at centre-back, next to Gabriel. And then we've got Ashley Cole at left-back. We've got Roy Keane and Paul Scholes in the sort of central pivot roles in midfield, double pivot, with Scholes being able to jump forward as well. And Keane, during his best years, would go up and down as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And then we've got Ronaldo on the right. We've got Rooney on the left. And then we've got Dennis Bergkamp in the middle, sort of number 10 role, with Thierry Henry up front. Wow.
What team?
That's either way you look at it, it's a good team, isn't it? It's a really good side.
Shame about that left back position. We need to work on that.
It's like a weak link in this team, is it?
Yeah.
So there we go. How many of those players are from the modern era then? So for our other question,
Gabriel,
and
could you say Ronaldo because he's still playing now?
Maybe, but during his United career, obviously that was in his earlier aspect of his career, wasn't it? So not really.
Yeah. No.
So there we go. One current player gets into the combined Arsenal United 11.
Yeah, Seth would be proud. Seth would be proud of how sensible we've been this episode, wouldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so much logic and sense and so calm.
No bias at all. I don't think there's been one tiny bit of bias.
I think we've done really well to put our bias aside to make this perfectly unbiased team of only Man United and Arsenal players for no reason whatsoever.
Should we, just to keep Seth happy, let's put an Everton player on the bench, shall we? Should we have Mikel Arteta? Let's put Mikel Arteta on the bench.
Well, to be fair, he's got Wayne Rooney in the team.
Oh, true. Yeah, Mikel Arteta's the manager then, and then we'll have Wayne Rooney as the Everton representative in the team. There we go. There's our combined all-time Premier League Arsenal United 11. If you agree or disagree, feel free to keep that to yourself. Well, that was a juicy argument, wasn't it? Shall we build on that with John's juicy tips?
Yeah, I suppose from building one team to building a fantasy team.
Juicy.
Give us your best 11, John.
John's juicy tips.
Yeah.
Alright, I hope you've been listening to my tips, because my last lot of tips were the juiciest of all, racking up a whopping 32 points in game week 4. So, here's some more. In defence, it's Marcos Senesi for Bournemouth, who have Newcastle at home up next. Newcastle are yet to score a goal away from home this season, and Senesi has got defensive contribution points in all his 4 games so far. In midfield, X marks the spot for Xavi Simons, who's gone straight into the starting lineup for Spurs. He's taking all their set pieces and already has got an assist in his first game for the club. And up front, it's the German beanstalk, Nick Voltemade for Newcastle. He scored a goal on debut, and with Wiss out for the foreseeable, Nick provides great value at only 7 million. Juicy.
Well, there we are. Thanks, John, as always. Oh, man, his tips really are the juiciest.
His tips make fantasy reality.
Thanks, John. Looking at our fantasy league then, so we'll have to wait until the end of the game week's fixtures until we get the potentially new league leader. So we'll read that out next week. But it's getting competitive at the top, Dan. Have you had a good week so far?
Yeah, I lucked out with. I've got Van der Ven got me some points. My defence and my keeper have been scoring me the most points so far. So yeah, I've got a few points in there. It was good.
Similar with me. My defence has scored loads of points this weekend. There's actually more clean sheets than you'd usually get. So I'll have to wait and see what happens there. And if you want to join our league, you'll get shout-outs every week if you finish top of the table at the end of the game week. And you can do so by entering the code SD4GZV, and we'll see how you can do against our guru John and the rest of us. Good luck. Dan, we've had the whole house to run riot in this episode. I love it. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, I've really I have enjoyed the fixing World Cup qualifiers. That was fantastic, wasn't it? We can let's pretend that all that stuff in the middle that was, our excitement, let's pretend that didn't happen. We were very professional and we fixed World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, let's just agree that we accidentally left the mics on and we were just chatting. We'll just say that.
Yeah, perfect. That's fine. That's acceptable. I'm sure I'm like that, that kid that did something that they shouldn't have done in that moment of freedom and regret it when their parents are on their way home.
Yes, and with that, I think it's time we tidied up all that mess, Dan. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode, guys. We certainly have, haven't we, Dan? And have a great week, and it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.